A whole estate was demolished at Lekki, Ikota, Lagos State, Nigeria by the Lagos State government. Now I want you to watch the video.
This is not nice. These people should even calm down. My goodness. These people are just so heartless. They should even allow them to park at least.
This video is the most important video that I've ever put out on my channel because I will be revealing the information that is going to save you from being in this same kind of situation. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you other reasons why demolitions like this can happen so that you can avoid wasting your money or investing in something that is going to cause you pain later in the future. I will also be revealing the reason why this particular estate was demolished. It was demolished because it was built on waterway. Now, what is waterway? It means where water is meant to pass through when rain falls or when there is flooding or any single thing that can prevent flooding. The channel where water is meant to pass through to ensure that everybody's area is dry, your compound is not flooded. And so let's listen to what the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources of Lagos State had to say about this particular incident.
Madam, excuse me. Sorry, sir. We won't stretch, we won't overflow this matter.
No, but
listen.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Did you encroach on the alignment for the canal? Is there an encroachment? Yes or no?
Severally, there
excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I'm a lawyer.
So I know.
Give you the courtesy of
I know.
being a public servant.
I know.
Was there an alignment?
Yes.
Set back for this canal part?
Yes, sir.
So Ikota River? Yes. Now, were notices served on these people to abate this nuisance they caused? Yes or no? Excuse me, there were sad notices. 3 years down the road, government will not wait for people to take the loss to their hand and still benefit from it. Excuse me. This demolition started from that point, and I won't wait here because people are a bit emotional about it. No,
I'm not saying.
Okay, excuse me. I will take this whole thing down to Ikota River. Heaven will not fall. I'm being very honest with you. The people that own these ones that were demolished, they don't have one head. You guys don't have two heads. We are all citizens, and people have contravened on the law. And it's still this brazen attitude of we can do it, we can get away with it, and nothing will happen. That is why we are where we are today as a people. The mantra is simple: you can't put something on nothing, and illegality can never beget legality. If you build on an illegal part, this is what they have done all these places. It's illegal. The worst part of it was, at a point here, they closed the canal totally. And you saw it yourself, you saw the drone shot. So now, I didn't just start the enforcement today. I started 2 days ago. And I brought down people's properties for being on the alignment. On what basis will I now leave your own?
So now that you've heard him, you know that there is not going to be compensation of any sort because it was not the fault of the government. But hold on, let me explain to you why it was not the fault of the government. It is a different situation if the government is trying to claim land from you because they want to expand an area, they want to do road, and it was not intentionally put in their plan from the get-go. But because this one was part of the plan and people built on it, that is why there would be no compensation. So how did this kind of thing happen? I'll tell you what I feel happened because I've been in the industry for over 4 years and I can tell you 1 or 2 reasons why this could have been possible. So the first thing is the developer that bought this land was probably aware that this land has an issue, that the Lagos State government will probably use this land in the future. And the developer felt, okay, since this thing might not happen anytime soon, because they might have said it might take 50 years or 100 years or 20 years, and the developer might have just felt, okay, I can invest right now, sell this thing, make money, and I'll be gone. Because, you know, in Nigeria, most things don't come with repercussion. If somebody is caught for something, we might not know what the punishment will be for the culprit himself. It is people who had no idea of anything that happened that will not be the ones that will suffer, like the people who bought these properties. I'm not talking about properties that are cheap. These are hundreds of millions of naira worth of properties that people use their hard-earned money to buy. Now, here are some other reasons why this thing could have happened, why this building was demolished, so that you prevent yourself from being in this situation. One other reason is you might have built on a land that was earmarked for gas piping. Now this is where petroleum products will pass, either gas or petrol or anything that has to do with fire, that can cause fire or that can ignite easily. If anybody builds on that land, it will be demolished. The buildings would be rendered useless so that government can take back possession of that land. Another reason could be government might have been in court over that land with some people, and then even if you win the case against government, if government goes to Supreme Court and Supreme Court should render the judgment in favor of the government, any other judgment that you had before is null and void. So how do you avoid this kind of thing from happening? Well, the first thing that you should do is, before you buy a land, before you buy a property, before you buy anything that has to do with physical real estate, ensure you have a lawyer. And when you have a lawyer, the lawyer must be a reputable lawyer, because you'll be dealing with your future investment. Now, so when you have a lawyer, what the lawyer will do is the lawyer will go to the Department of Lands in Alausa, that's the Lagos State Secretariat. When your lawyer gets there, your lawyer would carry the survey of the land that you want to buy or the house that you want to buy, take it there and say, help me chart this particular thing. Now what charting means is they are going to do findings to see, is this land or is this property built on an area that is earmarked for water drainage? Is it earmarked for where gas piping will pass? Is there any issue on this land? Because a land might have C of O and every other legal binding document, but it is not free from government issue. And so once the charting has been done and your lawyer gets a report, that's why I say get a reputable lawyer. Once your lawyer gets that report, you will have all the information that will tell you what is the issue with the land, or the land has been certified that there's no issue. Then you cannot commit your millions of naira to buy the land or buy the property. And don't say it is in an area that has not been developed, because it could happen that that area later in future government now wants to go there and say, okay, people have come to this area, let's open up the waterways for water to live so that there will be no flooding. Because one of the reasons why there's flooding in Lagos, mainly on the island, aside from people reclaiming land from the ocean, is that people are building and are blocking where water should normally pass. And that's why we have flooding issues like this. And so you cannot blame the government when they decide to do this. In fact, I'll give you an instance that one of my previous places of work, we were to build 4 houses for a particular client. And the issue with this land was that it was not meant to be built for 4 homes. And then they went ahead to build 4 homes. Unknowing to them, the commissioner for works and housing was in that same estate. He came and he brought down the 4th house, demolished the house, because you cannot build this amount of house on this small area. So if anybody is telling you, let's get into real estate, Lagos is a place where you can do anyhow and get away with it. Oh, I know who we can pay, don't worry. Don't do that kind of investment. And if you are going into investment for your very first time, don't go into anything that could cause you heartache. If you're a seasoned developer, you can take the risk, but do not take the risk that would prevent you from enjoying the benefits of real estate down the line. So once your lawyer has already done the findings and then you know that this land is free from any issue, you can go ahead and buy the land or buy the property. Now, if you are buying the land and you want to build, the next thing for you to do is to get your surveyor to survey the land so that the land now becomes in your name. Once the land is in your name, you can go ahead, give the survey plan to an architect. The architect is going to do the design that you want, get the drawings approved, including the mechanical drawings, electrical drawings, structural drawings, and then you can build. If you are building in an area that you are not sure of the soil, you get a soil engineer before your building is built, so that the soil engineer can tell you, this is the type of soil that is in this area, this is the kind of foundation that should be done to withstand any collapse or to withstand anything that will cause your building to be damaged. And that's when you can now go ahead and build. When you are building, you also ensure that you inform LAPSCA. Now that's the Lagos State Building Control Agency, so that before you do your foundation, you invite them to come and see that the materials that you are using are of standard, and then they will check you that yes, this building foundation is of standard. By the time you get to your your slab, your first floor slab, that's if you're building a duplex, you invite them so that they come and they also carry out their tests. When you're doing your columns, they come and they carry out their tests so that they know that this building is of standard, and this is what to prevent collapse in the future. The reason why we see buildings collapsing is because these checks are not done. And when a building is built, the checks can be done, and if the Lagos State Building Control Agency come and then they do the check and they see that it does not meet to standard, the building can also be demolished. So I hope I've been able to provide you with the information that would save you from investing in the wrong areas, and I hope that this video was valuable to you. If it was, please give it a like. My name is Architect Yemi Was, and I share videos related to the real estate industry, architecture, and building in general. So if you found this video helpful, you can subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this, or videos that will teach you how to invest and how you can build that home that will make you happy every single time you walk in, because I design to the best of my ability and I design to standard. So bye for now.